Hey everyone, this is Jhaveri, aka the Urban Nerd, and I just want to say thank you for watching my first video after a long hiatus. To be honest, I was a little bit nervous, but with the amount of views and the amount of questions coming in, and the amount of healthcare providers and professionals telling me how much it helped, it really validated on everything what I'm doing right now. And I just want to say that I have been bombarded with a whole bunch of questions, and I honestly do want to get to every single one of them. But what I'm going to try to do is kind of compile the most common questions that everyone is having, so seeing where the overlap is. And I will definitely make videos on those topics. On individual questions that are kind of broad, you can email me at the contact below at contact@rajhaveri.com. You can follow me on Instagram. All that information is below again, and I will be constantly putting out videos in regards to everything related to digital health. I know that I promised that I'll do part 2 of the top 10 tips, telemedicine tips. But one of the biggest common questions I'm having is, what are my thoughts about Doxy.me? I know that Doxy.me is quickly spreading. They have a high user acquisition rate at the moment right now with everything that's going on with COVID-19. And I'm going to take this video to specifically talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly about Doxy.me. Before we get started, just want to say, if you still want me to make videos, subscribe below, comment, let me know what's the next topic you want to hear about, anything related to digital health. And I just want to say, one of the reasons why I started creating these videos was there's a couple of courses out there charging a significant amount, up to close to $900 on one of the course. And what I didn't realize, that these courses, the material that you're learning, were actually materials that I taught, and eventually to multiple people, multiple physicians. And I was not aware that the material that was taught to them were going to be used as a course to sell for profit. And especially at a time like this, I just want to make sure you guys are educated and you guys get the material for free. So come directly to the source, learn everything that you want for free, and I will try my best to keep educating you guys on everything related to digital health and telemedicine. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for all the support, and let's move forward. Everything about Doxy.me. So Doxy.me, I got tons of inquiries saying, like, what's your thoughts about Doxy.me? Wait, Doxy.me is free. Is it not HIPAA compliant if it's free? So here's the good about Doxy.me. I salute them for providing a service out there for free in a time like this, especially with the COVID crisis that's going on right now. My opinions about Doxy.me, I really believe it's a very clean, beautifully designed, very straightforward platform that you can quickly implement telemedicine. So a big salute out to them, quickly promoting their platform and getting it to the hands of providers, especially at a time like this. But on that note, I just want to give big shouts to their marketing team. For all you providers and healthcare professionals that quickly adopted Doxy.me within weeks, that means they're doing something right and probably have an insane spike in user acquisition. Their marketing team was genius about implementing behavior economics 101 when it comes to using the power of the word free. So here's the bad. Luring users by using the word free was a very smart technique. But when you go to their website and to register for a new account, their free version is basically LD video technology, which means low definition. Right now, we're moving past SD, standard definition, into HD. This is basically doing video conferencing with a flip phone. So this is where their marketing team really uses behavior economics. Lure them in by using the word free. They see the option of LD, maybe they even try it out and they see the quality sucks. And by paying a little bit more, they get the HD SD version. But even that's not even guaranteed, and that's what makes me want to talk about the back end of these video versions. Doxy uses a technology called WebRTC. It's a video protocol technology that was developed by Google. And back in the day, originally in this beta form, it had many glitches. When I started building telemedicine platforms and telemedicine technology, I originally looked into WebRTC, and I had a great conversation with one of my good friends, Eric Yuan, who happens to be the founder of Zoom Video. And our conversation was basically, the differences between WebRTC and downloading a platform like Zoom Video was usually the actual compression rate. And with WebRTC, their compression rate is so bad that even if you are having good service or bad service, you don't know what type of quality you're gonna get because of the compression rate, and it's very dependent on the internet speeds you're gonna have. So the good thing about like downloading a video technology platform is that they have very good compression rates. So for those who's using Zoom, you can see that even on like really bad receptions, you're still connected and you're still getting good video quality or decent video quality. And you'll never see any glitches or pauses during the video conference. And that's one of the biggest problems of WebRTC. It's so glitchy and you don't even know what type of quality you're going to get because of the low compression rates, and you're so dependent on your internet speed. So that's one thing that you definitely don't want to have, especially when you're doing a telemedicine consult, to have pretty shitty video quality or even video that's cutting in and out, which is very common with WebRTC platforms. Secondly, WebRTC, they when in order to be high tech standards or HIPAA compliant, they're using the lowest standard of high tech standards, and that is the AES 128 bit. In my previous video, in the top 10 tips part 1, I talk about how high tech standards are using, in most of the industries, using 256-bit encryption. But all honestly, 128-bit is it's the lowest standard, and I've gone to many and spoken at many ATA, American Telemedicine Association conference. I've been part of the regulatory body of coming up with these standards, and very soon the minimum encryption standard is going to be AES 256-bit. So those who are using Doxy.me right now, eventually you will need to move on to a different platform when the new standards come out. So temporarily it makes sense using Doxy.me, but eventually you need to, if you plan on using telemedicine long term, you might want to rethink that. Now here comes the super ugly. Doxy.me didn't even build their own WebRTC platform, which doesn't make sense. They're using a third-party company called TalkBox, which is now owned by Vonage. Remember those old Vonage ads, like in the early 2000s? Who knew they were even relevant these days?
Sweet! Vonage!
So I don't really understand why they're piggybacking off of a third-party video platform when WebRTC is completely free out there to implement, and if you have the engineers to do so, you should be implementing it, and you're being a true video service provider. So it makes me question, what did they actually build? When you look at their platform, it's a pure communication platform wrapped up as telemedicine. But it even gets more confusing. If they're not the video provider truly, and they're using a third party for that, then why are they promoting that you can provide a BAA to healthcare providers? It doesn't make sense. You're not the video service provider, so why are you offering BAA to healthcare providers? Is it like a marketing ploy? Because that is what healthcare providers are looking for in terms of being HIPAA compliant? But based on what I see, they're not even the video service provider, as the video communication is not even hitting their servers. So what are they? They're clearly not a healthcare practice, which would make them have a BAA with TalkBox or Vonage. And if that is true, that makes sense to have healthcare professionals use their platform. But then why would you need to promote that they would provide a BAA to those providers? You wouldn't need to do that because they're not a video service provider. They'll be a healthcare practice, right? So it goes back to the question, was this all a marketing ploy? That the BAA that automatically forms with Doxy, it's not even with the actual video service provider, which is the whole point of a BAA in the first place. Secondly, Doxy has zero information on their BAA with TalkBox or Vonage. So you're technically, if you're a healthcare provider, you're technically having a BAA with the company that's playing middleman, and it's not even really the actual video service provider. This absolutely, completely doesn't make sense. So it's very interesting on Doxy.me's model, because they're not a video service provider, they're not a healthcare practice. So what are they? That's the biggest question. Another thing, anyone can easily sign up with Doxy. You don't even have to be a licensed provider. You don't have to enter your medical license number or your NPI number. They don't even ask for it. So it makes you believe that they are a video service platform, which is very deceptive in a way. And they also provide you zero guidelines on the best practices of using telemedicine. So it really makes you think they're a video service provider, which is absolutely untrue. So, and another thing, their integrations are glitchy. Stripe. My opinion, until Doxy.me is clear on exactly what they are, this is by far one of the riskiest platforms out there, because they're not a telemedicine practice nor an actual video service provider. So I have no clue what they are exactly. In the end, I do commend them to provide something than nothing during this coronavirus pandemic to you guys, as quickly adopting telemedicine. So then my question to you is, how much risk are you willing to take for something that's free? Is it worth the investment to implement something, a platform that was built long-term? Leave your answers in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this was really helpful in answering all your Doxy.me questions. Obviously these are my opinions. This is based off of my research. So take what you can from this and you guys make your own decisions. Do analyze the risk behind this. And subscribe. Let me know what topic you want to hear next in the comments below. You can follow me on Instagram at theurbannerd.com, Twitter at RajPJhaveri. You can email me your questions at contact@rajjhaveri.com. And yes, I promise you that the part 2 of the top 10 telemedicine tips will come out in a couple of days. I will be hosting a Q&A webinar very soon. I will make that announcement in the next video. Until next time, hope you guys are staying safe during this coronavirus pandemic. And once again, thank you so much for watching this video.